In this week's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe, the Book of the In-Betweeners, we learn that there's the two levels of returning and connecting to the divine. So the first level is sort of a penitent heart, and you're feeling remorseful over maybe something that you did that was a disconnection from our source, from God. And then the second is the prayer, is connecting to God through worship, through sacred prayer. And the first one is this space of humility and the space of feeling that you have this longing to actually return. And the second one, as we learned from Talmud Brachot, that it can only be done, worship can only be done through joy. So we have to jump from one space that we're in to another. And the Zohar says that one is connected to the left side of the heart, which is connected to the body. So that could be connected to the space of humility and this space of feeling a contrite heart. And the other is the right side of the heart. It's connected to the nefesh elokit, the godly soul. And that part can be happy all the time, because as we learn that God created the light on the first day and it's shown from one end of creation to the other. So kindness and light permeates the entire universe. At times it's concealed and our job is to reveal it. In this period, we're leading up to Tisha B'av, which is the day that both of the holy temples in Jerusalem were destroyed. Thousands of years ago, we were in a revealed state, connecting through the temple sacrifices and through this sort of revealed light. And now we're mourning the period because in this period, all these bad things befell the Jewish people throughout history. So I'll read a couple. This is my fifth book, and we started reading it this week because it correlates and parallels the fifth book of the Torah, Devarim, Deuteronomy, called Emanations of Illumination. So we mourn in this 3-week period leading up to Tisha B'av, which is Wednesday night, knowing that all of these bad things befell the Jewish people. To name a few, there's the Bar Kokhba revolt, which we were crushed by the Romans, the First Crusade declared by Pope Urban in the Jewish calendar year 4855, in which 10,000 Jews were killed in the first month alone, ultimately bringing death and destruction to many thousands of Jews, totally obliterating communities in Rhineland and France. The expulsion of Jews from England, accompanied by pogroms in 5050, the Inquisition in Spain and Portugal, culminating in the expulsion of Jews from the Iberian Peninsula. Property was confiscated, families were separated, many died by drowning, 5252. Britain and Russia declare war on Germany, starting the First World War, which led to over 400 pogroms in Hungary, Ukraine, Poland, and Russia, 5674. Deportations from Warsaw Ghetto to Treblinka concentration camps begin in 5702 and more. So this is a period where all of these horrible atrocities have happened, and in cyclical time, we're existing in that power and in those energies. So we're being cognizant of that. We're trying to connect ourselves to the bad things that can happen and try to mahapech and to try to flip that into good. So in this period, we're mourning for 3 weeks. Generally, mourning happens after an event or after a person passes away. But in this time, we actually do it before, because it's taking the time to learn the history, honoring the struggle of our people, creating intentions for change and connection. But once the day passes, it's important to not mourn. It's important to return to hope and celebration of what is and what we still have. And what we have to remember is that first day of creation, that the light shone from one end to the other. Kulo chesed, full loving kindness that was brought into this world. And at times it's concealed, and at times people are so distant from it and horrible things happen because people get so connected to the finite, to wanting to control the world and create their own universe. But really, when we take time away from that, we connect to the godly soul, to the spirituality, to the spirit, to the soul that connects all of us as one, then we can move toward the light and away from the darkness. Then we can transform any darkness into light. So that's what we have to remember. Tisha B'av is a sad and somber day, but right after that, we flip into celebration and joy and try to live in that space to make it a reality for the entire universe. Shabbat Shalom.